Hi everyone, I'm here to do a book talk on 3 different books that I really like, and I wanted to tell you all about them. So the first one is My Rotten Red-Headed Older Brother by Patricia Polacco, very famous author. I'll just go through all 3 of them and then we'll look at each one individually. The next one is Piggy Pie by Margie Palantini. And the last one is can you see that? A Bad Case of the Stripes by David Shannon. All really wonderful authors. I chose these 3 books for 2 reasons. I love the pictures. The illustrations are wonderful in these books. And each one of the main character in each book is a female and has a conflict to resolve. So that's kind of the running theme between these 3 books. Let's start with My Rotten Red-Headed Older Brother. So we have Patricia Polacco, and she has a red-headed older brother who she says, or thinks in the beginning of the book, she thinks he's rotten, right? Patricia Polacco lives on a farm in Michigan. This is an autobiography. Let me step back for a second. This is an autobiography on Patricia's life. So she grew up on a farm in Michigan with her mother and brother living with the grandparents. And the grandparents, you see, this is the grandmother here, and her name, she calls her Babushka. And she wears kind of like a scarf like this. And she takes care of the children. So, like all siblings, people have trouble getting along, and sometimes they get along really well. But Patricia gets really mad at her brother because he's always teasing her. And she gets really, really, really upset with him. See, the pictures are really great. And the book goes through with him teasing and teasing her. And then she tries to start to give it back. So there's a little sibling rivalry going on. And most people can relate to sibling rivalry. And then one day the family decides to take a night out on the town and go to the carnival. And Patricia heads right for the carousel. And she goes all night and she just loves the carousel. She's spinning all night on that carousel. And then finally Babushka is calling for her, telling her to get off the carousel. It's time to go home. And she gets off and something happens. Now, what do you think happens? Something happens, and it's her brother that figures it out. Do you think her brother helps her, or do you think her brother ignores her? What do you think happens, and who do you think helps Patricia? Do you want to find out? We have to read the story to see the ending. Okay, this is a really great story. The next one that I want to tell you about, I'm going to keep my camera running, is Piggy Pie. Another great book. The female character has a conflict that must be resolved. So, Gritch the Witch, this is Gritch the Witch, has a problem. She has a very big problem. She wants to make Piggy Pie. And she realizes that she cannot make Piggy Pie without any pigs. And she looks through all her recipe books and she can't figure out what to do. She has to go and find some pigs. So the story goes on with her looking for the pigs. And she searches for pigs, but the pigs all get together and try to outsmart her. And they try to disguise themselves so she doesn't realize that they're pigs. And in the end, she doesn't find the pigs, but she does find something else and tricks that character into going home for pie. So you have to read this to find out what happens in the end. Who does she trick to go home and have pie with her? Or have for pie, actually, I should say. Okay? And then the last one, really great book, is A Bad Case of the Stripes. So we have another female character, and she has an inner conflict, actually. She wants to fit in with everybody else, so she refuses to eat lima beans. And because she's so into fitting into with everybody else and being accepted by everybody, she doesn't let anybody know that she likes lima beans. And she's getting ready for the first day of school, trying to pick out an outfit that is absolutely perfect, that everybody will love and love her and accept her. And as she's getting ready for school, she looks in the mirror and realizes she is one big stripe all over her body. And the mother calls in all of the doctors to come and help. And they just can't figure it out. And the more specialists that they call in, the worse things start to get. And the girl gets sicker and sicker and starts going from stripes, turning into actual other objects and blending into the wall of her bedroom. And the local TV news comes and covers the whole story. And the girl is now part of her room. See her face? She's in the wall. Until this little old lady comes and she finds a way to help the girl. She tries to help Camille become back to a little girl again and out of the wall. How do you think she does it? What do you think happens? Does she ever come back? Does she become herself again? Well, that's something you have to read to find out at the end of the book. Really great pictures in this book. All three of the books that I picked because I just love the colors. So it's all children's literature, great illustrations, a good storyline about conflict, inner conflict or outward conflict, and all three leading characters are females and how they resolve their conflict. Really great books. I think you're all going to love them. And I really recommend any child reading this. So let's see which one we want to read first, okay? Happy reading.